whistling trouble. It had been a few days since Gordon had pulled Percy all the way across the other end of the island, and he was feeling a bit bothered. To say the least, Percy had been more miserable than bothered. In fact, he had been more upset and humiliated. Luckily for Percy, James had already forgiven him about the coal tar incident. It had taken a lot of persuading from Toby to calm James down. But, on the other hand, James was always willing to have a nice little laugh at Percy for whatever he did. It wasn't surprising that Percy was feeling humiliated. After all, he was now going to start wondering what was going to happen next to him in the next couple of days. Later that day, Spencer was getting ready for his train, prepared by Percy. Gordon and Henry were waiting on the first and second platforms with Thomas on the fourth. Gordon had not yet forgiven Percy for waking him up, but Percy was begging him to. Thomas was on Percy's side after all. This was a little surprising because, after all, Percy did want to trick Thomas. But however, Thomas spoke on Percy's behalf. "Come on, Gordon," said Thomas. "I've tricked Percy, you've tricked Percy and dragged him halfway across the island. You've had your revenge. No need to be angry, Gordon. Why need any more revenge? This should be it." And this was the end of the matter. Nothing else to say. Later that day, Gordon was racing down the line, pulling his fateful express train. He raced through Henry's tunnel. And out the other side. Gordon's express route normally would stop at Wellsworth, but at times it didn't. On his journey, Gordon would pass under a very high-hanging quarry bridge. The bridge had been there since the 1860s and was in very much of need of demolishing. Gordon's driver was very worried about this bridge and spoke to Gordon. "Gordon, please don't whistle every time you go under the bridge." Spencer agreed. "You shouldn't do that, Gordon. It's very, very dangerous, and there might be an avalanche." At the bridge, a railway inspector inspected the bridge. It was shaking very much and was in need of demolishing very quickly before Gordon came. The worker ran to the station to warn the station master. But the station master had lost his hearing aid and he couldn't hear anything. "What's that, dear? Did you say something?" Oh my God, he couldn't hear a word. Then Gordon came rushing through with immense speed and toppled him. Gordon was whistling furiously after he had cleared the station. This was a very, very big mistake as the bridge was starting to topple. One piece fell away, and that was it. One piece fell on the track. It was followed by a second one, and then the third one. Gordon realized this. He was running fast. He had to stop the train before he hit the four fallen tracks. It was so close, Gordon would have a chance of stopping it if he wasn't traveling so fast. He did unsuccessfully and smashed into it. After the calamity, Gordon was very, very silent. Harvey, James, and Rocky had to come and rescue him. Rocky and James struggled as they took away fallen debris. James took away the coaches, and Harvey and Rocky departed with Gordon on the flatbed. James followed suit with the liking of having two tenders. At the workstation, Gordon lay on the flatbed, wondering why he had done this in the first place. Philip, Spencer, and Percy all took pity on him. Diesel 10 rolled up next to Gordon, saying that he had learned a valuable moral. Never whistle under bridges, otherwise you may never whistle again.